Okay, so if you missed my my first video about my ulcerative colitis story, this is my part 2 to it. This video covers life after and any adjustments I've had to make to like everyday life. Well, when I was first told I was being discharged from hospital, I heard my nurse say, you're gonna have to make some changes to your life, and I thought, I won't need to make that many changes, and it didn't really hit me how many changes I would have to make or how my life would change until I actually got home and realized, things are going to be different. One thing that I've definitely realized is, I get really, really sleepy, and sometimes I can't sleep, it's just resting, and when I get really sleepy, obviously I just sleep and sleep and sleep. Some days I take two naps during the day, and they can last up to 2 hours, and it will feel like just like a power nap, like I've been asleep for like 10 minutes. Another thing I've had to do is that I don't always like to wear. Well, it's more like depending on how my stomach is feeling. If I'm having a good day or a bad day, sometimes I prefer to not wear like tight clothes around my stomach, because I think that can make it a bit more uncomfortable. I also have to make sure that like when I go out in public that there are plenty of toilets around me, because even though I'm on medication to help control my stomach, to make sure flare-ups don't happen, my medication doesn't necessarily stop flare-ups from happening, and I just feel safer being able to get to toilets if I need toilet. Again, like you just heard me mention good and bad days. That's also linked to like fatigue. Like some days I feel like I could like climb a mountain, and some days I feel like all I could do is just like stay inside and watch TV or play video games. Sometimes not even that, I just, like I said, sleep. And that has had a bit of a knock-on effect onto some of my friendships. Like I've lost some friendships that I thought would people would be there for me, and people, well, I'm not saying everyone has proven this to me, but a lot of people have proven to me that they don't really have the time to understand, or they don't want to understand, and it can be, it is hurtful, especially when you think someone's going to always be there for you. But on the plus side of that is, I've learned who will be there for me, and I'd rather have friends who are going to be there for me than friends who say they're going to be there for me, and then when the going gets tough, leave. I've also had to make a few changes with my diet. I can't have anything fizzy or with caffeine, because it's too rough on my stomach. Also with food, I'm gradually trying to introduce food into my back into my different types of food into my diet. I've also learned what foods to avoid, like onions and spicy food. Those are just no foods. If people are around me and they hear me say safe foods to me are foods that I know my stomach can tolerate. That's pretty self-explanatory. There's also, like I briefly mentioned in the first part, like part 1, that I was feeling isolated, and that feeling does occasionally crop up, and it's usually when I'm like having a down day, like where I'm just really tired. I also get really, I wouldn't say moody, I would say more sad, because it's like, well, well, my thought process is, when I'm having a down day or a bad day, I try not to be jealous, but it's hard not to be when you see people your own age doing things you wish you could do, and you can't always do that. And it can, like I really try not to be jealous, but I just accept it as, okay, this is just part of my ulcerative colitis, and in a day or two, I'll be back to myself. Yeah, it's not fun. If it wasn't for my family and friends and my boyfriend, I don't know where I would be. Yeah, they've always been there for me, and their encouragement and support means the world to me, and I think that makes a world of difference. So I hope you find this video helpful and informative.